Chosen Vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man, Druuill, and I'm back at you again with another video. I need each and every vessel to hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to the Galactic family, the GCVs, and of course, Drew Nation. Let's get right into it. You are the type of person they can't find twice. They can look, but the search will be on for as long as they keep it up. People think that you're irreplaceable. People think that you're replaceable. But the fact is that they'll never find another you because you're irreplaceable. Sometimes people will take you for granted and they'll think that you come a dime a dozen. They'll think that it's real easy to come across someone like yourself. If they found you, it must be other people out there like you also. But there's not. Certain people will come into your life that you may never find again. And you're one of those types of people. They're never going to be able to find you twice. They could look for a doppelganger. They could try to find a twin, try to find your celebrity twin or your celebrity lookalike, whatever they're looking for. They're not going to find someone similar to yourself. And once they realize that, it's going to crush them like a ton of bricks. This person thinks that you're always going to be around. They think that you're never going to go anywhere, but their behavior is just rank. And unfortunately, people who get comfortable, they begin to kind of get a little out of hand with how they interact with you after a while. It's like they feel that they're able to do you however they want. Maybe they've done people like this in the past. Maybe that's how people accept them. Some people are used to getting some type of special treatment where it's like whoever they deal with, they get whatever they want. You are a even Steven type of person. You're a person that likes reciprocation. You like to give out a certain amount of energy and you like to get a certain amount of energy back. You don't like anything that's not even like that. You don't like anything that's not proportioned properly. And this person is someone that only cares about themselves. And people are supposed to care about themselves, but they just take it to a whole nother level. Like when it comes to them and the care that they have for themselves versus what they have for other people, they do too much. And you're supposed to care about yourself, but just not to the point to where it becomes toxic and you think you're the only thing that matters. There's a difference between putting yourself first and thinking that you're the only thing that matters with the people that you're involved with, and they think that they're the only thing that matters. They might be hot, but this person thinks they're hot stuff. This person thinks they're better than you. And they think because you're with them, they think that they're the one that you're supposed to be with instead of them actually supposed to be in your life. And you're the one that's able to change them. You're the one that's able to help them. You're the one that's able to show this person a different side of themselves. But this person just isn't there yet. And they're too stuck on they're too stuck on things that are toxic, things that are negative, things that aren't good for a person to be focused on. And this person's energy, it just brings down the whole room. It makes people not feel too positive. People can't wait to get away from this person. And what they do is they just it's how they interact with people and it's how they treat people. What they do when they're with other people is all like it's just they have to win. they have to be on top. They have to, it's all about them. They're constantly making everything about them, turning everything into something about them. It's never about anybody else. And there's give and take. Like sometimes it's about you, sometimes it's about somebody else, sometimes it's not about you at all. Um, but they don't understand that. They don't understand give and take. They don't understand that everybody has a role to play and you do your part and other people do their part. They don't like working together with people. They rather just be in the front line and everybody do what they say. And not everybody wants to deal with that. I'm sure there are some people who will deal with that situation where they'll just, fall in line and take everything that a person gives them and take everything that a person has to say. But you don't want to be taken for granted like that. You don't take people for granted. So if you don't take people for granted, why would it be a good thing for that to happen to you? But they take people for granted and they don't end up realizing what they lose out on until it's too late. And they end up losing out on a lot of good opportunities and a lot of good relationships with people. All right, they don't know how to value others outside of themselves. They don't put the same amount of value in other people that they do themselves. Like it's a certain amount of respect you have to have for people, and they don't think so. They don't think that they have to have respect for people. They only respect people who are on a certain type of time, and you have to avoid people like that. People who only respect other toxic individuals, people who only respect people who are rude or nasty. That's not the type of people for you. That's not the type of person that you should choose to associate with, because you are a special and unique kind of person. All right, people feel good in your presence. Your energy changes people. It makes people have a brighter day. And for this person to notice that and still want to try to bring that down instead of uplift that or enhance that or be a part of it in some way, they don't understand it. So if they don't have any positivity in them, it's going to be something that they have to get rid of, because it's something that they're not going to understand, and they're going to see it as something that makes you better than them. And as someone that is toxic and that needs to one up others, they're not going to realize that this is something that they could actually use to help themselves. They don't take it into consideration that they know a great person that could potentially put them on some type of information or help them if there's a way that they need help. But if they're acting like this and they have that type of attitude, then there are some things that would benefit them that they would learn if they want to keep certain people around them. But the thing you'll realize is this person really doesn't care who's around them. They just need somebody that they could potentially use, possibly. And that's not good. That's not good for someone to just try to keep you around for the purposes of their needs instead of actually trying to have something with someone to where they could build something or they could create something or they could make something real out of the situation. All right, you have that one person that will do all the work and put all the things in place, and then you have people that just want to be along for the ride. Don't let people be along for the ride in your life. If you're grinding and putting in work and you're putting everything in place and putting everything together, and then somebody just wants to come along and just reap the benefits or enjoy the fruits of your labor just because they know you or just because they associate with you, that shouldn't be something that you tolerate. All right. um they're never going to be able to find someone like yourself, and if they try to replace you, it's just going to be a waste of their time. Like, people have to be careful with certain people that they meet, because certain people are special and we leave a profound, lasting impact on everyone that we come across. So you have to keep yourself in check and treat people the way you would want to be treated. People can up and leave and get out of your life and never see you again. So it's good to be humble with other people. It's good to be respectful. It's good to keep in mind that other people care about themselves just as much as you do. So you don't want to belittle someone or treat someone how you wouldn't want to be treated. It's just simple stuff. Just simple stuff that you have just simple stuff that you have that makes people feel respected, certain qualities, certain characteristics that just make a person feel like they're supposed to. People shouldn't be made to feel like ostracized or uncomfortable or less than by other people, even though that's a reality and there are people that do that. But what I'm saying is you don't have to endure it. It's not something that you have to keep in your presence or something that you have to be around for long. As soon as you begin to notice these things, these are red flags, and these are people that you're supposed to cut off because of these red flags. So you're just the type of person that they can't find twice. They'll be looking, and it's gonna come to a point to where they're just gonna have to accept that they lost out. And sometimes when people lose, and when people lose out, it's a lesson learned. So don't you go feel bad about it. Don't you go worry about the tears, worry about the snotty nose, worry about the all the crying and whatever they may be doing. People should care that much in the beginning, and it shouldn't take your absence for somebody to realize what they lost. People should realize or realize what they had. People should be able to realize what they have or what they have when you're in their presence, not when you're gone away from them and the situation's over and done with. Even though that's most times for the better, but they don't take into consideration that you're divinely made. They don't even take into consideration that they're divinely made. You have to be careful of dealing with people that aren't on your level as a spiritual person. There's certain things that you're aware of that when you get around people who are of a low vibration or who haven't healed themselves, it could be extremely toxic. Their ways could be extremely different from yours, causing you to have a lot of problems. If you're growing and you're healing and other people are choosing to still destroy themselves and be destructive, that's not something that's going to be a positive for you. All right. So it's certain people that don't deserve to see you again. It's certain people that may never see you again. But regardless of if they see you again or not, they're not going to find someone like yourself. God cares about you a lot, and you're special to Him. You're precious to Him. He made you with a lot of Him within you. And that's why you'll go and wonder why things are different and why they shouldn't, why they are the way they are, and why you kind of feel like things shouldn't be the way they are when it comes to you dealing with others, and how people deal with people, and eventually sooner or later how people choose to deal with you, right? And luckily this doesn't come from everybody. All right, there are people out there that you'll get around and the energy is good because they have a good spirit. All right, so the people that have a good spirit, it's always like a fresher breath air to be around. People who you shouldn't be around, their energy is negative and it's going to create anxiety. It's going to make you like feel that you're not supposed to be somewhere where you are. Like wherever you are, if you're not supposed to be there, you're going to feel it. You're not going to be able to enjoy yourself. There's going to be a lot of negative energy getting in between that and getting in the way of it. But people aren't going to be able to find you twice because you are the type of person that a lot of people aren't. A lot of people can't grasp the level of love you have for yourself, which trickles down into your dealings with other people. Self-love is an amazing thing. You care about yourself so much, right, that you'll treat yourself a certain way and have nothing but respect for yourself. And when you love yourself and you treat yourself with respect, that's going to reflect in your dealings with other people. People are going to see how you care about yourself and they're going to be attracted to you. But it's going to attract positive people into your life, and it's going to also attract negative people into your life. So you have to be careful and use discernment and be very wise, because some people may be coming into your life and looking like they're supposed to be there because of a situation, or because of how you met, or because of how things seem. Maybe you're in the same area, maybe you think it's fate, maybe you think it's God, but it may not be. You have to peep people's actions and see if you can tell what their true intentions are, not without looking for bad in them. All right, don't go looking for bad in people. We have to train ourselves to do our best to look for the good in people, but also when that evil shows his face, when a snake shows his head, it's a snake. It can't be nothing else. All right. That's not your job to try to change people. It's not your job to try to be a part of the process of them changing. That's between them and God. All right. People can get vicious. People can backstab. People can get really ugly when they're on the opposite side of the coin. Um, people can do some real harsh things to good people and act like they never even existed, and act like they never even did what they did. A lot of people will play with their own mind like that. They'll lie to themselves. And if they'll lie to themselves, they'll lie to you. So it is very important for you to not take yourself for granted and not let other people take yourself for granted. You have to drive it on home, and you have to really take into consideration that you're one of a kind and you're divine. Extremely, there are not a lot of other people out there like you, and people will even get offended once they realize that you're so different. Like, you're so different and so rare, right? When people even get around you, like the ones that can't accept it because they're not aware of their own uniqueness and their own rarities and their own differences that make them special, man, unfortunately, like, it's just certain things that people see that they can't unsee about you, and it causes them to act in such a way to where you got to flee the scene, and this person can't be a part of your life. All right, they're never going to find a replica, anything close. All right, they're never going to find anyone like you twice. You are that one person that they're never going to meet another of. They're never going to meet another person like you. They'll try to find one. They might come across something close, but the way it is with you, it's not likely for them to come across another person like yourself. All right, so take that into consideration and make sure when you deal with people, they are treating you with the type of respect that you see them treating you with, and don't stand for anything less. Don't take anything less from people. Sometimes things have to be said even when you've already said them, but if you find yourself saying them too many times, then that's a situation to where that person just doesn't respect you. You try to work things out, things don't get worked out. You can't work yourself out over things that aren't working out. It has to come to a point to where you're like, yo, this person is just on one, um, that I can't change how they feel. A person forced against their will is of the same opinion still. If someone is clowning you, if someone's behavior changes, even though they say you're cool with them, and they get around other people and now they start acting different, these are all signs of a phony person, and you're not that type of person. That's why the type of person that you are, they're not gonna find again. Most luck they'll have is with another person just like themselves, fake, not real, not authentic or genuine. So you could just let them have what they have, and continue to gain access to a better reality for yourself and having better people in your life. There are people who are going to come around that are really going to be there for you. There are people that you're going to meet that are going to be good people you always wanted to know, people that you knew existed. All right, you're going to meet all the right people for all the right reasons. And I have to keep saying that because there's somebody out there that needs to hear it. Sometimes people will lose hope. Like the other day, sometimes people lose hope. Sometimes people need to hear positive things. Positive things are always good. to reiterate to yourself and affirm to yourself and to keep repeating to yourself. All right. The type of person that you are, they're looking for another one right now. They're looking for a carbon copy. They're looking for another you. They're not going to find the same type of heart or spirit or mind in another person as you. You're like a comet. You're like Halley's Comet. You come around once every so and so thousand years. That's rare. All right. You see the planets every day. You see the moon, the stars, all this stuff. Not to take away anything from God's creations, but those comets, they only come, they're rare. Spotting them, seeing them is rare. They come around every thousand, every so and so 100 years or whatever. You come around just like that. You're just like one of those comets. And I think I said Halley's Comet. I'm not sure if that's a real comet, but I remember that from Hey Arnold. So that's my reference. Anyway, Hey Arnold was pretty much the same way. He was like a real dude. Him and Gerald were cool. Like that's the type of friends, you need people that are actually there for you, that are cool, not judgmental, not being around because of this, not being around because of that, not being opportunists. All right. There's nothing wrong with being, there's nothing wrong with being someone that can be aware of an opportunity that's present. But to misuse people and to take advantage of others isn't right. And like, man, we are some really, like, we really we are people that we take, it's not good to be prideful, but we at least take pride in doing the right thing and doing the best by people that we possibly can. Nobody's perfect, but if you're not setting out to have ill intentions towards people and stab them in the back and want to cause them some type of damage. We have people today that get with people and become friends and get in people's lives, and they want to cause them damage. It's like they want to leave you hurt because they're hurt. And like the way things are going today, it's cool to be hurt and hurt people, and that's not cool. It's not cool to be hurt and hurt people. You need time to yourself to chill and heal, so that way you're not out here projecting that pain onto somebody else. So, but there are those out there that will have hurt, and they'll find someone that is either good or healed or hasn't been affected yet by any negativity like they have, and sometimes they'll prey on people like that. But the type of person that you are, it's like everything that you see other people doing that's not good, it's like you will go on the opposite side of that. Like, I'm not doing that. People are scamming people. I'm not doing that. People are robbing people. I'm not doing that. People are doing things that aren't right. You're not doing that. Anything that doesn't sit right with your spirit, that's not you, you're not going to do. And just like a lot of people don't come around like that. Some people, a lot of people, they don't care. They don't care what they do to other people. It's just like, yo, I got what I needed, or yo, I got the lick, or yo, I got the bag. And I mean, that's where it's always been, and there have always been people like that since biblical times. But not being one of them is one of the best things you could choose to do for yourself. You won't lose your rarity. You won't lose your glow. You won't lose the positive feelings about yourself. When people do things that aren't right, it leaves a bad. It turns your aura bad. It's like having fresh food and leaving it out the refrigerator and it going bad. You wouldn't want it. When your energy goes bad, you have to live in a life, in a world that you don't really want, and that's what makes these people demonic. That's part of it. It's like they're doing all these corrupt deeds, and they gotta live in that spirit and live in that vessel, and they can't turn that off. They wanna turn off the evil when they get the jewels, or when they get the money, or when they get the success. It doesn't work like that. You're the type of person that they can't find twice, All right, they're still going to be in search and still be looking for you till the cows come home. Like God's not playing. God was not playing when he created you. So as that light, as that person that is supposed to lead by example, as that person that does their best and won't accept anything less, I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Smash the like button, share button, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.